It is a complicated story of how what some say is the denial of a man's last wishes to help his native Endicott with millions in memorabilia and pieces of Hollywood history. Jason Weinstein has the details.
His parents, his mom and his dad, and John is in the middle.
Endicott native John McLaughlin moved to California as a young man and made millions dealing in comic books and other memorabilia. But when he became sick with stage 4 lung cancer, he returned to his childhood home on Lincoln Ave in Endicott, where he died on June 30th, 2005.
That was my favorite photograph of him.
Nina Savino was a longtime employee of McLaughlin's. She was named co-executor of his estate before members of McLaughlin's family, including his ex-wife Lily, had her successfully removed in 2006. She says McLaughlin wanted to have the bulk of his estate go here, to the Endicott Visitor Center.
He was a world-class collector, supposedly one of the best private collections in the entire United States, one of the top 10.
Joining Savino is an unlikely ally, McLaughlin's ex-wife Lily, the same person who was part of the group which had her removed as executor. Lily, who was married to John for 22 years, says he wanted his collectibles, which included rare comics and movie memorabilia from classics such as King Kong, to be put on display at a number of venues, including the Visitor Center.
That was his first wish, to help Endicott.
A notarized letter from former Endicott Mayor Joan Hickey Pulse describes an October 2004 meeting she had with John McLaughlin at the Visitor Center. Pulse writes they discussed enlarging a room at the facility so that it would be large enough to be the site for the McLaughlin Museum. So why didn't that museum become a reality after McLaughlin's death? You can look no further than John McLaughlin's last will and testament, signed on June 23, 2005, 1 week before his death. The will states, "My executor is instructed to establish an organization for the purposes of displaying the collectibles," but nowhere does it mention the Endicott Visitor Center. McLaughlin's 2 sons are heirs at law of his estate. As for the clause in McLaughlin's will calling for the establishment of a foundation, McLaughlin's beneficiaries and the New York State Attorney General's office designated the Binghamton University Foundation to receive about $500,000 of McLaughlin's memorabilia. The attorney for the estate's current executor, Judge John Thomas, says most of the property has been delivered to McLaughlin's beneficiaries. Savino would at least like to build a virtual version of the McLaughlin Museum.
I would like at least somebody to know who John McLaughlin was. Sorry. Like when you Google his name, that you came up with some of his amazing, beautiful things.
In Endicott, Jason Weinstein, Fox 40 HD News.